Hello and welcome to this video on IELTS Speaking Part 1 questions. Today, we will be discussing the topic of keys and providing you with sample yes answers and no answers to help you ace your IELTS exam. These answers are based on the possible questions you may encounter in the IELTS Speaking Part 1 test, so make sure to pay close attention and take notes. Now, before we dive into the sample answers, it's important to note that getting a high IELTS band score requires more than just having good answers. You will also need to demonstrate your ability to speak fluently, use a range of vocabulary, and accurately express your ideas. So, make sure to practice speaking regularly to improve your overall speaking skills. With that said, let's get started with the sample yes answers. Question 1. Do you have a lot of keys? Answer: yes. I do have quite a few keys. I have keys for my house, my car, my office, and a few others for various purposes. Question 2. Do you always take your keys when you go out? Answer: absolutely. I have a habit of double-checking my pockets or bag before leaving my house or workplace to make sure I have my keys, my phone, and my wallet. I feel naked without them, and more importantly, I am aware of the inconvenience of being locked out. Question 3. Have you ever lost a key? Answer: unfortunately, yes. It was a spare key for my office, and I misplaced it somewhere while I was on a trip. Fortunately, I had a backup plan, and I could still access my office without any major inconvenience. Anyway, since then, I have become much more careful about keeping track of my keys. Question 4. Do you do anything to avoid losing keys? Answer: yes. I have developed a few habits to help me avoid losing my keys. One thing I do is to always keep my keys in a designated place at home, such as a key rack or a drawer. That way, I know where to find them. Secondly, I attach a keychain to my keys to make them more visible and easier to locate. Lastly, I try to be mindful of where I place my keys when I'm out and about, so I don't misplace them. Now, let's take a look at the no answers. Question 1. Do you have a lot of keys? Answer: no, not really. I prefer to keep things simple and minimalistic, so I only carry the keys that I need for my daily activities. I don't see the point of having multiple keys that I rarely use or that clutter my pockets. Question 2. Do you always take your keys when you go out? Answer: no, not always. Sometimes I forget to grab my key or assume that someone else in my household has it. It has caused me a few inconveniences, like having to wait for someone to come back or having to call a locksmith, but it's not a big deal. Question 3. Have you ever lost a key? Answer: no, I haven't. I have been lucky enough to never lose a key, even though I have misplaced other items before. I think it's because I'm very careful and organized when it comes to my keys, and I have a good memory for where I put them. Question 4. Do you do anything to avoid losing keys? Answer: no, not really. I think losing keys is just part of life, and sometimes it's out of our control. Of course, I try to be responsible and keep track of my keys as much as possible, but I don't stress too much about it. If I do lose a key, I know I can always replace it or find a workaround. So, whether you are someone who has a lot of keys or prefers to keep things minimalistic, it's important to be prepared for the IELTS Speaking Part 1 questions on the topic of keys. In this video, we have provided sample answers to both yes and no questions, which will give you an idea of how to answer questions on this topic. Now, keep in mind that these answers alone won't guarantee you a band 7 or 8 or 9 score on the IELTS speaking test. There are many other factors that the examiner will consider, such as your fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. However, having well-prepared answers like these can definitely help you to perform better in the test and score a higher band. So, make sure you practice these sample answers and work on improving your English skills in all areas. With dedication and hard work, you can achieve your desired score on the IELTS speaking test. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and tricks for the IELTS exam. Good luck with your preparation.